Okay, we are on our way to our second trimester ultrasound. This is my third ultrasound, but this is the big one because we're going to have the anatomy scan done, which is what can identify gender. But we are actually going to wait to find out the gender, obviously, because this is a gender reveal video, and we're gonna just have the doctor write it down for us in a card, and then we're going to head over to this vegan bakery, and they are going to fill the inside of the cake with either pink or blue, and that's about it. That's what's happening today. Oh, also, I don't have any picture of the ultrasound yet, so I have to get one of those. I think this is the good time to do it because you can actually see like the face more. It's not just like a blob on this, you know, in the sack. And I'm excited to hear the heartbeat and just see what the baby looks like now because it's much bigger since we saw it last. So exciting. And
I am seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
So far, this idea of having a kid, it just seems like this abstract concept.
Yeah.
But I think after today, after I actually see the baby on the ultrasound, it's going to make a significant difference.
Yeah.
You'll be actually feeling that
this is happening. Yeah, this is a big one. I think once we find out it's a boy or a girl, that's going to make it the most real because then we actually know what we're expecting on the other end of this. So whew. It's really nauseating to vlog in a car, in a moving car. So the ultrasound is complete. We saw my OBGYN, and the good news is that everything with baby is good. Everything looks perfect, so no worries there. The bad news is this is where we would have had the gender written. Yeah, no gender. So what happened is supposedly when you go into your ultrasound, they ask you whether you want to find out gender. And before like the technician even had a chance to ask me, I just said, just so you know, we personally don't want to know at this moment the gender. But I didn't know that that meant that they didn't even look for gender. They don't even look at those parts of the baby. And they do not write anything down, even if they saw the gender of the baby, which was completely news to me. I had no idea that it's not just part of the anatomy scan, whether you want to know or not. I thought our doctor would for sure have that information. So a little bit of a hiccup because our party is supposed to be this Saturday to reveal gender. And so far we have no gender. So we were recommended to check out these other places that are not funded by our healthcare system. So they do like 3D scans of babies. They give you those like really lifelike images, which I actually kind of think are creepy looking personally, but there they would be able to hopefully see the gender. And the other thing is even if you're telling them to look for gender, they might not necessarily be able to identify it. So I had completely no idea about any of this. So now we're gonna just try to find one of those 3D scan places and hopefully get an appointment soon and see what happens. So stay tuned. Okay, so we got our appointment for the 3D scan. It's in half an hour. We are trying to get there as fast as possible. Just told to drink a cold sugary beverage so that the baby is moving. And so far we're just gonna do the gender reveal package. If they have time, then we might as well do the one where you can actually see the baby and watch the baby move around and do stuff. So the party is back on track. That's if they can actually identify the gender. So fingers crossed. We did it. We are back home. We made it. So let me tell you what happened today because it was a whirlwind of a time. So where we left off was we were on our way to our now second scan of the day, but this time at the 3D scan. The whole point of this was to find out the gender. What happened was, well, first of all, as we were driving there, we only had a 20-minute window to get there. so that we could do this appointment because she had another appointment booked after us. And I was freaking out because then she calls us and says, oh, and can you bring cash because our machines are down and you can't pay by credit card. So then we have to go to the bank on top of everything. We were already like half an hour away, so by the time we got there, it was like 45 minutes in, and I was like convinced that we're gonna miss our time slot. We're not gonna find out the gender. It's not happening. Party is off, and that's it. Like, no party, no gender reveal. But then we got there in time, and we did have enough time for the appointment, thank goodness. But then I lay down and she starts ultrasounding my belly. And at first she was just like, I don't see it. He's in a bad position, or she's in a bad position. And I was like, are you kidding me? We've come all this way. Like, this is just not our day. We're not supposed to find out the gender, I guess. But eventually the baby moved and she was like, okay, I got it. And it was actually such an awesome experience. And I think everything happens for a reason. Like, we had to go to this place in order to have then this whole 3D experience. And we actually got to keep a couple photos. So this is one of them. You can see baby's face. And then this one is really cute, where baby is yawning and has his or her arms up. I'm really bad at, like, I always say his, him, he, because I'm just convinced that it's a boy at this point. Solely based on my cravings, shape of my belly, and that's probably basically it. But I always like talk to the babies if it's a boy, so it's not good because it might not be. The biggest thing of all is we finally did it. We've got the gender in here in this envelope. So we were not able to go to the bakery with this as originally planned. So then it was like, how are we going to let the bakery know what the gender is without seeing this? So eventually my husband decided to try and take a photo without looking and then attach it to an email. Swears he did not see anything, but he almost did. Cake is being made, the party is still on. That's it for today. I am going to rest now, and tomorrow I'm going to show you guys what I'm gonna be doing to set up for the party, the menu that I'm gonna be making. So we will see you tomorrow. All right, so I just did the shopping and I am ready to start making the food for tomorrow. I've got some things for appetizers like chips and salsa, hummus and veggies, olives, veggie spring rolls, iced pecans, grapes, pickles, things like that. And then for the main course, I'm making a vegan lasagna. And I'm actually trying something I haven't tried before. I've definitely tried the Beyond Meat burgers before, but I've never tried cooking with them, and my idea is to put a layer of it into the lasagna. So I'm just gonna fry it up and break it up like I would like a traditional ground beef style. And my little trick for making a vegan ricotta is actually using soft tofu, and you just blend this up with some salt, some garlic powder, and some onion powder, and it tastes like ricotta. And then to go with that, I'm doing a Greek salad. So traditional kind of Greek salad stuff in there. I make my own dressing. There's also a fruit platter that I'm going to be cutting up a bunch of different fruit for. And I might, if I've got the energy, make some more little mini like cupcakes or something like that. I have a lot of work to do. And let me tell you, grocery shopping at 5 months pregnant is getting rough. So wish me luck, and I'm gonna just start cooking. happening? Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I'm like shaking. Okay. Where are we cutting? Right here?
Sure.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm not ready. Oh my god. Oh, we don't see anything yet. Oh my god. We still don't know.
Is it the cream on the?
Yeah.
In these inside.
I saw the colors.
You did?
Gender neutral.
It's a girl!
He couldn't see. He's like,